Good evening, Hive members. Hope you all are doing well today. Welcome in. It is day 10 of the challenge. Hope you all had a wonderful journey so far. But for myself, sorry, it's took a little bit longer for me tonight. I was hanging with my community tonight over on Twitch, and it was just a fun and wonderful time as always. So that's the thing, just having that environment to prosper, to do your thing, and just see it through. It helps a lot. So once again, I'm just definitely happy and blessed to be able to have a wonderful community and looking forward to seeing it grow. Looking forward to hopefully you guys join me as well there. And yeah, we just continue to just enjoy and have fun. And then also, having them help me through this journey with me. So you guys are more than welcome to join me there. And yeah, so once again, it is day 10 of the challenge. How have you guys been doing so far? If you guys were, following along and just, just staying healthy, just making choices as well as, putting yourself first and you know um, how far have you been to staying on this health challenge for 2026. But yeah, today I stepped on the scale. Obviously, if you guys have been following for the last 9 days, 10 days, we know that there's no elimination as of now for these 2 weeks. More of it is just is having that inner dialogue with it when it comes to food, having that inner dialogue in finding out the source of these choices that we make, right? If it's something like that. Uh, if it's triggered to past experience, past joys, right? So yeah, just hopefully those dialogues. Once again, these 2 weeks are meant for psychological strengthening our minds when it comes to food, right? And if we're able to do that, it's gonna be for sure, easier challenge down as we go through this program. And then at the same time, it's gonna help us just definitely be able to not let food make the choices for us, not let the environment around us, like just walking by a bakery, walking by a restaurant, and the smell just triggers you. You guys probably had that feeling where you taken a smell or looked at something and you get triggered knowing what that experience felt like, right? And obviously you didn't probably have any plans to head into the bakery, or you didn't have any plans to pick up pizza or whatnot, but those those advertisements, um, the taste of the food, just you eat it before you even actually eat it, right? So that those triggers happen, right? So now as we go through this program, especially these 2 weeks, so building that inner dialogue and just definitely observing it and finding the root cause of this one, it's gonna pay tenfold down the road, right? And it's going to give you that ability to definitely say no when when these things come up, where when peer pressure shows up, these things will definitely, it will, you'll be able to make that choice rather than, having to be triggered to give in to these choices, right? Or not even choices, just give in to the past experience, right? So yeah, most definitely, just hopefully just continue on those that inner dialogue. All right, so yeah, once again, I decided to step on the scale, right? So it's definitely was taking take a bath, because if you guys have noticed, I wanted to make sure I wash my hair for my barber today. So yeah, here's my new look starting for 2026. And yeah, definitely it's gonna be definitely, you know um, eh, sorry, responding here, but yeah, it's gonna be, you know um, quite a journey, because I stepped on that scale. Obviously, not expecting too much changes, because we aren't eliminating anything for these last 2 weeks. Once again, this is my second run through this program. So obviously, a lot of the meal plans were meal plans of, the first time we did this. So there's a little bit of that, because I eliminated stuff and never, brought them back. Right? Maybe I had a little bit here, but never to the point where I want it again, right? So that's what this program does, especially when you get that awareness and you try things and take them out and put them back, and it's just, you just don't feel great. So that's definitely what has happened to me. What I've learned with caffeine, and not just only through this program, but obviously you start off here, and then you also do your own research as well. So various people talk about caffeine and sleep, which is, sleep is very important, right? And I'm trying to get this done, because I just went 90 minutes over my scheduled time with my community, and I'm streaming with them every night with this 90-day journey, and then also ending that stream and then restreaming again for just nightly wrap up. So tonight, when I stepped on the scale, so remember this, that last summer I started at 224, went down all the way to 206, so that is a total of 18 pounds. And then I had, I only did 60 of the 90 days after my trip from Harrison Hot Spring in August. So I didn't fully commit to the program from September, October, November, December of last year, right? And then here we are, we're doing it again, because I saw benefits with that, right? So obviously every New Year's, everyone has that goal to be healthy, right? To just feel better. So we're into the 2 weeks right now, 10 days into the 90-day program. And then I weighed myself before day one on January 4th, and I weighed at 213.6. So I've lost out of the 18 pounds, I managed to keep at least 8 pounds off, right? And today I stepped on the scale, which, once again, as I said, it's either if you use a scale and it defeats you, every little change defeats you, then I recommend just put the scale away, put the stats away, and we'll revisit that in day 45. But if you were able to do what I do with the scale, just be able to course correct. Don't feel like, that you can think of all the food that you ate the other day, all the activities that you performed the other day, and just be able to, okay, I know what I did. Now I can, pick up my game today, right? So I stepped on the scale this morning, expecting maybe little changes, right? And I weighed myself. So at 13.6, I weighed myself at 207.8. And once again, it's like we didn't eliminate anything, right? I might have eaten less because, my wife is still giving me nourishing food, and, watching, my intake as well, leading me off, rice, right? So yeah, I've lost almost about total of 6 pounds in these 10 days. Obviously, once again, it's maybe just food and, not our stuff that's already on me. But yeah, I went from, as of now, and we're in day 10, I went from 213.6 to 207.8. And yeah, I'm just, I'm happy, and we still have 80 days to go, right? So it's super amazing right now. So I just definitely can't wait to, just keep going. Once again, even though you do one round and you gain pounds back after going off the program, the habits that have been created, still stayed with me, right? So I stopped drinking. I switched over to decaf coffee. And once again, before that, it took me a whole year before I did this program. It took me a whole year from going from frappuccinos and whatnot to just simply, coffee with now switching the sugar to, artificial sweeteners. Then going from that, taking those artificial sweeteners out to just, coffee and cream, and now coffee and heavy cream, and now just straight to black coffee. It took me a year to do that. And once again, nothing happens overnight, but just imagine as well these 3 days, doing the program for the first time. I'm just doing decaf coffee instead, right? Not adding anything to it. And at the same time, I've never been a fruit person, so that never been my thing. I've also at the same time stopped having dairy, right? Since once again, it's not part of our evolution. It's only over our 6 to 7 million years of evolution to where agriculture and farming started coming into play. It's just like a tip of our, if you look at our whole body, it's just like a tip of our fingers in comparison to, our evolution. So probably had cheese off of pizza or whatnot, but not having any cheese or putting in milk or other stuff. So definitely a few things I've stopped adding to my diet. So yeah, so, and at the same time, I love eggs, and it's not even part of the program, right? That to remove eggs, right? It's just definitely something that I've observed, and that's the thing that we're doing in these 2 weeks, is observing things. And I definitely I've been building up pimples. I switched to and once again I promoted eggs as part, just one of the simple foods to make change. It has all the ingredients to make life, right? And it has all the nutrients we need I've been having 3 boiled eggs a day for work and into my breakfast, right? And I just I my skin started flaring up over time and whatnot, and just like definitely embarrassed to have a haircut because I'll get like heavy pimples at the back of my neck, my head here, and just I'm just having the my barber shave over those pimples are like super super painful, right? If you guys ever put pressure on that, right? So yeah, it's I stopped having eggs because just that's what I've noticed, and just eliminate it to see if it's the cause, right? And yeah, it has died down a lot, right? And going weeks without pimples. So yeah, as you guys can see, I had my haircut and just don't feel that embarrassment to having pimples showing up at the back of my neck. So these are the habits that are formed in this doing this program, doing any certain program where you have to observe your food, and either put a food diary to make to see if whatever symptom that you're experiencing now has any any results from something that you were eating days prior or weeks prior, right? So once again, it doesn't have to be this program, but at the same time, it's just having that awareness. Once again, we don't ask you to put a food diary whatsoever here or count calories. Most important, just observing and eating as natural as you can, right? Not having food from a box or processed food or restaurant food, not or fast food. Let's just say fast food that that's been deprived of a lot of nutrients, so that you can keep coming back tomorrow, or maybe even that day, to have food again, right? So having that nutritional hunger, right? So just definitely happy. I've lost 6 pounds so far, 5.8 pounds so far, and we're not eliminating anything for these 2 weeks. And I'm almost, I'm just 2 pounds away from where I was in August, right? And after taking September, October, November, December off, just getting back and just being able to be almost 2 pounds away from where I was. So, and we still have 80 days, 80 days to go here, right? Welcome back, Hobby Mains. Just doing my evening wrap up on my 90 days challenge. So, super happy. I'm super happy. What being able to lose almost 6 pounds and still have a long journey ahead of us. So once again, just eliminate a lot of things, and once again, we just easy to get triggered because I just went to, and Hobby Means, you're following me from YouTube. Awesome stuff. We watched a video on grains and grains not being part of our evolution, our diet. Even just that video alone, I got triggered to like go into the kitchen and make myself a sandwich. So it's scary how how ingrained we are, and no pun intended, with food triggers, right? So I've never been a sandwich person as well. It's definitely, but obviously, that's the thing. We can easily get triggered with past reinforcements that've been happening to us. So, but yeah, as always, this week, continue to eat like you're normal. Don't make any eliminations, even though you're wanting to eat healthy, or your body just like, "Oh, I don't want to do this anymore." Finish the food, right? You're everywhere. Hobby Means, yeah. But once again, Hobby Means, really appreciate your time that's spent with me. I really appreciate that. But yeah, this just continue to eat the way you are. Continue to have the breathing exercise, right? Because we can only survive. We don't have air. We can only survive for a few minutes. Uh, Drink the 6 to 8, up to 6 to 8 glasses of water, right? Don't have to drink it all. We're still at the beginning. Hopefully, at the end of this program, at the 13-week mark, at the 90-day mark, we're up to 6 to 8 glasses of water, right? We're not gonna shock the system from going from maybe 2 glasses of water a day to like 6 and 8 in a short period of time, right? This is how we end up failing, because we're adding too much on our plate just to address something, and you don't know where your success is happening, and you don't and if you miss one thing, you feel like, oh man, I failed, right? So definitely, we're building to it. Once again, this is a lifestyle change. This is not a diet. Once again, a diet is the way we should be eating, not where we need to start reducing calorie restrictions and all that to so we just change the meaning of diet into a way where it's kind of a social trend to when it comes to losing weight, right? So we definitely twist the meaning there, right? So we have our own diet, the way we should be eating, and which is basically how our ancestors ate back 6 to 7 million years ago, right? Hunting for their food, foraging for food as they go, always moving with where the herd is moving, right? Getting that exercise now, because farming and agriculture has arrived in, say, the last 10,000 years or so. We food is almost readily available, right? We don't have to go far. We can farm it, and we're farming the same thing over and over again that's capable of that, and we're losing that sense of variety, right? Where we're once again trying to forage for foods that is available in season around us, as our ancestor moved across the plain to stay within where food is available, right? So yeah, just continue to have this air breathing exercise, this up to 6 to 8 glasses of water. And as for this week, we're adding a little bit more fruits, and once again, fruits on an empty stomach, so that it passes through this system and not have the ability to ferment over the food that we're eating before, and produce gases that will cause us to having a bloating feeling, right? And then also increasing our vegetable intakes. So we definitely want to address the nutritional hunger. We're already covering the thirst hunger of last week, right? And now we're addressing nutritional hunger. We're addressing having a more variety, right? Because variety is the spice of life. We want to make sure that we're trying different things and addressing different nutritional needs, right? So that is first things first with this week. But yeah, once again, super happy. I could give you the secret of the plan today, which is simply having drinking 6 to 8 glasses of water. I already give half of it already from week one, right? Drinking 6 to 8 glasses of water, stay hydrated, right? Number one, have a breathing exercise to keep your stress levels low and oxygenate uh, for yourself. And it's a four things. And for food, right? Just a lot of green, leafy, dense vegetables, right? Stay getting your nutrients from there. And lastly, proteins. And I'll leave it up to you to decide what proteins you want. Those are the four things that, basically, when it comes down to the 13 weeks, it comes down to those four elements, right? Like, you don't have to do those four things you do, you're going to get healthy. Now, the thing is, it's like having the answers, but you don't have the journey. And that's what the 13 weeks is for, to ease you into that journey, learning as you go, right? Because if I give you the answer, I gave you the answers already, but you're still in your own way of eating and your own habits that you might not even implement it now, or so the journey is the learning experience. The journey is chipping away and taking those actionable steps towards the results, towards those answers. So as they say, we can always I give you the steps, right? You definitely skipped all 99 or 998 steps from the first step to the last one. The learning experience was in between. So it, like I said, we want the answers. We can get the answers, but have we used it or have we implemented? We want the system, and the journey is that system, right? So that's why it's very imperative to have that partake in the 9 days, or your the plan that you're on, because no one's gonna get you healthy but yourself, right? No one's gonna use you as a marionette for you to do things, right? So yeah, exactly. Perfect example right there from my Kuya fighting. You can read a book on how to swim, but you have to actually do it to learn, right? I can watch all the you can even watch it on YouTube how it's done. But if your body doesn't go through the motion itself and learn itself, and okay, well, I'm not floating like that person is, so I might have to do something a little bit different, or get the reps more, right? It's it's knowledge without the action. Knowledge is not power, right? Taking that knowledge into action is and implementation is the power right there, right? So that's why, once again, I've even changed my core values, right? With family, growth, and community. Even with growth, you're growing, you're learning, right? But like my theme word for 2026 is adapting. So taking the actions of what is happening in the moment and just adapting to it, right? And that is, like I said, I could wait for the perfect, stream. Oh, this guy's doing like this on his stream, and he has 6,000 followers. This guy's doing this on his stream, and he's, everyone in chat seems to be happy about that. I can pile all this information together and hope that I show up on stream and people will come. It's not gonna happen. You just gotta press play, you gotta press record, right, and stream and adapt to the feedbacks that are provided, adapt to the situations. So definitely that is my theme word for 2026, and we definitely addressed this in the past stream. What is your theme word for that just basically sums up what you want to achieve for this year, or even just these next 90 days, right? Once again, if nature goes through seasons, right, 4-5 different seasons, why can't we implement nature's own season, right? Even businesses, right? Everyone, everyone wants things as an entrepreneur, but rarely anyone takes the action to it. And in business, they have their quarters: Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So why can't we implement something like that in our own personal lives? And that's why this, the program that's putting together at the foundation with the, HiveFit is perfect for a 90-day segment, long enough to see significant results, short enough for us to stay on track and pivot, make those 10% pivots, when it comes to when we come to the halfway point, you can have an overview. Are you still on track from the goals that you set at the beginning of 2026? So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm definitely excited. Day 10 of this challenge. Halfway through this week, we have not eliminated anything yet. We just continue to have that food dialogue, that inner observation with our food devil, our food angel, and see them just talking each other. I know this 2 weeks is listening to the food devil and siding with him for now, to just have those, that conversation and see what's easily swayed, right? And I lost about 5.8. I might have an unfair advantage as of now, as the stuff that I was able to do on the first challenge in last year in July and August, right? But at the same time, I'm still eating stuff here and there that that isn't part of the program, right? I'm still having, I'm not eating it every day, but I still have, a bowl of rice when, food is not readily available, right? So, like, my wife does the cooking, I don't, right? So, I'll still, if I'm hungry, especially with my diabetes, right? I need something to definitely not, feel that lightheadedness, right, or low blood sugar, right? So like I said, you'll just it's better to eat than starve yourself for the the proper foods that we're supposed to be eating in our diet. But once again, that part is preparation. So we're, once again, these next 13 weeks, we're leading into that, our way of eating, the lifestyle lifestyle that we should be eating. So, but anyways, that's this is just supposed to be a wrap up. We're not getting into a rabbit hole up here. There's definitely more to come as you know. Once again, we still have 80 days to go, right? So I'm looking forward to sharing this journey with you, and yeah, just definitely see this transformation. Like like I'm not gonna be that person who just you just see the tip of the iceberg, and you didn't see all the work that comes with it. You guys see me as me now, well, at one of my heaviest, and just I need to prove that this works. And it worked for me for 2 months, and now it's for me adding another layer to really secure that. And if it succeeds, then it succeeds. It did definitely succeeded for me for 60 days, and we're almost back to where we is after 4 months of hiatus. We're almost back to where I was when I lost the 18 pounds last summer, right? So I'm very excited. Just once I'm excited because imagine when we start cleaning things up, how much I'll be able to accelerate my goals even faster. And you guys will see that happen as we uncover more and more of what the program is. All right, but once again, thank you all as always. If you guys are spending time to watch this in the background, right, I really appreciate it. And those who have already reached out to me, who have helped me on this journey, who made comments, who shared their own wins, their own activities, I really appreciate it. Definitely motivates me, keeps me going out when do my walks, even though I'm doing it by myself. It motivates me just getting out there, even when it's raining, right? It's I gotta get out there because somewhere around the world you guys are doing your own thing, and I shouldn't be stopped by a little rain, right? All right, take good care. I wish you a wonderful rest of your evening, and let's connect again tomorrow. Once again, as I always say here, continue to raise your environment, raise yourself, and be that person to raise your own community. Take good care, and we'll catch each other again.